I'm sorry. I had to stop my car because I'm having a panic attack.
Why? What happened?
Donald Trump, in his speech, just declared war on America. What is happening? What is happening?
This woman tagged the president and Fox News in this video with a plea for help.
My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here. He goes to college. He's always worked. He pays taxes. He's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported.
And this is what people meant when they said that when you're voting that way, all immigrants were at risk. It doesn't matter if you were a model citizen. It doesn't matter if you were a CEO of a company, if you were a police officer, if you contributed to society. It didn't matter. And the worst part about this is her daughter is 3 years old, assuming she's born in America, but now is at risk for deportation just because of the times of America. But to tag the president, he don't care.
Protecting Americans that are snatching people out of their families, off their jobs, right out of the midnight sleep. They go and snatch them right out. Children, this is sad. This is sad. This is not the America that I was born and raised in, I'm telling you. This is a disgrace. There's nothing here. There is no honor in whatever the hell is going on right here, right now. There's no honor in this whatsoever.
As a previous Trump supporter and voter, I have to be honest and say that I don't trust a single thing this guy says anymore. As far as I'm concerned, this is not the same Trump that was in office the previous time 8 years ago. The guy that's in there now is so heavily influenced by you-know-who, a country overseas, refuses to address certain things like the files that have never been released. And if you're the type of person that just blindly believes the people in your party, whether it's left or right, Republican, Democrat, you just believe them because they're in your party and they can do no wrong, then you're a fucking idiot. That's why people like Candace Owens and other people have been turning on him, because what he's doing, just the math is not mathing. Start thinking for yourself and start holding people accountable, even the people that you choose to vote for.
Greetings, my lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. So there is a growing frustration that is growing among millions of Americans because many Americans, they voted for promises that they believed that would bring prosperity, a booming economy, affordable gas, cheaper groceries, better healthcare, and even jobs, and the vision of making America great again. But today, that reality is different. Families are struggling to put food on the table. The cost of living has skyrocketed. Medicaid and food assistance programs are being cut, leaving ordinary Americans with fewer safety nets. And instead of feeling safe in their own country, we are seeing that some Americans, even citizens, are facing harassment from ICE. The deployment of National Guard against U.S. citizens has also added to the fears and frustrations. So let's get to see the reactions, then we come back with commentary.
$200 million for a ballroom at the White House. Millions to Argentina to help their economy. But nothing for the American people. Come on, MAGA. I thought America first. Trump's proving you that's not true. Take a look. Do your research and stop talking. Peace.
I was talking to a buddy at work today, and he is a Democrat, but he also voted for Trump, so I don't know what the fuck that makes him. But either way, he kind of told me the same thing as I've already known. Trump lied to America. He did. He lied to you. He told you he was going to have a wall built that Mexico was going to pay for. We paid for it. He said he was going to have a war stopped while he was president-elect. He did not. He said he was going to make the groceries go down. He did not. He made them go up. He said he was going to bring gas down. He has not. It has went up. We've also got a trade war going on, which has affected people's jobs. He also ran so he would avoid prison. And my buddy that voted for him actually said, out of his own mouth, he lied to us. And he did. And that's why my comments have went way down from MAGA people talking shit to me, because you voted for a pathological liar. And everybody in this fucking gym right here that you can see, okay, they know he lied as well. And that's why they're in there sulking and crying and whining and bitching, because the man they voted for, the man they thought was going to be their savior, lied to them, lied to you. So MAGAs, you got what was coming for you.
So my town consists of a lot of Latinos. I have been watching video after video of people getting taken. And these are people that have papers. These are people that are American citizens. They're just not pedophiles and criminals. They're grabbing them. It doesn't matter. They're grabbing them. And I'm gonna say it again. If you fucking see something, do something. Use your fucking privilege and do something. This is not the America that I grew up with. This is not how it's supposed to be done. I am all for law and order. But this is not law and order. This is fascism. This is dictatorship. Did you know that he's demolishing the White House? Part of the White House right now? To build a ballroom? Is that for you? Is that for me? But our taxpayer money's going to it. I don't know how y'all all fucking sleep at night. That's all I gotta fucking say. I don't know how you fucking sleep at night.
Listen, I don't care that undocumented immigrants are hardworking. I don't care that they pay $100 billion in taxes every year. I don't care that they work long hours and arduous jobs that most people wouldn't consider. I don't care about any of that. I care that they are human beings. And that is what we should be focused on, because nobody fucking deserves to be treated like this. What is happening here in Los Angeles and all over the country is absolutely fucking disgusting. It does not matter what side of some made up line you were born on. Okay? It doesn't matter what language you speak or what color your skin is. I'm only American because I happen to be born here. It's complete chance. I am no more deserving of rights or resources strictly because I have an American birth certificate. And we've been conditioned by a capitalist society to believe that a person's value is solely based on what they can produce for billionaire oligarchs. We believe that people's worth is solely based on the profits they can contribute. And if that were true, immigrants should be valued 10 times over. But that's not what's important. What's important is these are people, okay? These are mothers, their fathers, brothers, sisters, friends, neighbors. They're human beings. And nobody deserves to walk around in constant fear that they might be kidnapped from their place of work in an unmarked van and thrown in a cage, or worse, shipped off to a foreign prison in a country they've never even visited. And I don't care where you're born. I don't even care if you're accused of a crime. You deserve your day in court. You deserve to be read your rights and understand the situation and be given an attorney to plead your case. And we have to stop focusing on how much they contribute, how hardworking they are. I understand we're trying to appeal to a group of people with very little, if any, empathy, but we cannot dehumanize them. They are more than just cheap labor. They are human beings, and they deserve so much better.
I never thought I'd say it, but I'm regretting my vote for Donald Trump. We were promised things that aren't being delivered. Where's my handmaid? We were promised handmaids. I don't have a handmaid. All these women who dressed up as handmaids, who swore that they were going to be forced into servitude. Not one for me.
What is he doing? doing, man? This is not what I voted for. Isn't what you voted for? Brother, this is exactly what you voted for. Well, he never said he was gonna do any of this. He said he was gonna do all of this. I mean, it was an open book test, and now you're telling me that you showed up and you didn't even know there was a book? Well, I was focused on his fiscal policy. His fiscal policy? He has bankrupt 6 different businesses. You wouldn't lend $100 to a guy that's gone bankrupt once, and now you're saying that he was the best choice to lead the most complex economy in the world? Those businesses were just bad investments. They were casinos. They're basically the most bankrupt-proof business model on the planet. People just give you money and you don't need to give it back. I mean, I was focused on his stance on immigration. His whole stance on immigration was, I don't like Mexicans, so let's create pop-up internment camps that are alligator infested and sell merch for it. Well, they did immigrate here illegally, and that makes them criminals. The guy who told you that is literally a felon married to an immigrant that got here under false pretenses. At least there'll be no tax on tips if the bill passes. Yeah, you're right. Instead of having to pay taxes on your tips, we're only gonna have millions of Americans losing their health care, massive slashes to food programs and clean energy progress, while adding $4 trillion to the national debt ceiling. And the only people that are getting actual tax breaks are the guys that already have everything, because they won't be satisfied until you have nothing. But thank God you won't have to pay taxes on the tips that you already underreport. Okay, well now you're just fear-mongering. It's not fear-mongering if all I'm doing is telling you the facts and you just so happen to not like it.
If you're wondering when our fellow Americans are going to recognize the damage that Donald Trump is doing to this country, I want to point out that more and more Americans are. This is easy to miss because it doesn't get covered much, but public opinion has been moving quickly and dramatically away from the president. Among young people, he's lost 34 points of support. And I think it's because he's failing to keep his most basic promises. He hasn't brought prices down. They're going up because of his actions. The economy as a whole is getting worse. And most Americans see that and recognize it. And it's showing up in the way that they think and talk about the president. So don't fall for this attempt to make you feel disempowered. Raising our voices makes a difference. It's clearly having an effect, and we've got to keep it up.
I don't care if you lose your farm. I don't give a shit. This is what you voted for. This is exactly what you voted for. He campaigned on tariffs. He said he was going to do this. I'm supposed to feel bad now? I'm dealing with my own shit, my own consequences to your vote. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about your farm.
And also, as a conservative who voted for Donald Trump 3 times, I don't understand how we can, as conservatives, be pro-life, but then totally disregard the fact that there are babies and people dying in Gaza. So, and all over, in all wars. I don't think that we can be pro-life and be pro-war at the same time.
Politicians should understand that when promises are made, whether about economic growth, job, security, and safety, they carry real expectations. And when those promises fall short, the consequences are felt immediately in households across the nation. The frustration that we are seeing now, they're not just political. They are personal. They are emotional. And they are very real, you know? It is also important to understand that accountability matters a lot. Every leader, every decision, every policy has consequences because the citizens start to question the promises that were not fulfilled. But the other thing is that many Trump voters, they are now expressing shock and regret, saying that this isn't what they voted for. But during the campaigns, the promises of strict immigration policies and mass deportations were a central part of the message, you know? Many people didn't take time to read the policies, or they just ignored, you know? They didn't realize that the effect would be this massive, or they would be affected themselves. They just trusted the slogans without fully examining the detailed plans, or without even understanding how it would affect their everyday life. Now many are facing the consequences, rising cost of living, families skipping meals because they can't afford. They're making a very hard decision whether to pay rent or to buy food, you know. because groceries have hit record high, you know, the highest record they have ever seen. Many are losing their Medicaids. I mean, it is an economy that hasn't delivered what was promised. The lesson here is clear. Voting without understanding the policies can lead to such problems that we are seeing today. Many people vote based on loyalty, or even race, or even out of racism. And our blind allegiance may feel safe at the moment, but it can have profound effects when promises collide with reality. But many people are realizing too late, you know? Too late, because there's nothing that can be done. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.